Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to a video that's very special for me, and I had to fight a bit for it, because I'm very pleased and proud that I now can present you on a regular basis items, records, originals from the Thomas Busk private collection. So he opens up his vault and puts those records in the Vinyl Room online shop, former OBC online shop. We just renamed it due to the fact that we now have this brick and mortar record store here in Düsseldorf. I make the videos now here in that record store. And what's so special about it for me and for quite some people here in Düsseldorf, the visitors of the record store, is that he sends those records also for a period of time, not too long, here to the record store in Düsseldorf. That puts me in the position that I can listen to these wonderful, amazing records, at least in the very most cases. And of course, I can make a video about those releases and talk a bit about these special and often very, very rare records. I already did one on my German channel, and now I can do the first one here on the English channel. So I have 10 pieces I talk about, I show you, and we start, with a banger. With a banger I didn't know. It's Arsachel. Arsachel is a British psych rock band. The British original is around 2,000 euros nowadays, I've learned. But what I have here is the German first pressing, and let's start. Yeah, have a look at that jacket. In Germany it came out on the Vogue label. Here you can see the Vogue label. Vogue label is for example, also the Nosferatu, the German krautrock iconic pressing, or for example Udo Jürgens, German Schlagersänger or chanson guy, but also the first pressing of Arsachel. And if you want to get into it, if you are interested in this release, and of course you are saying, no, I don't want to buy a record for that price, which is of course totally legit, listen to the first song on side A. This is an amazing song, Garden of Earthly Delights. We have two singers in that song, in a way, not literally, but they battle each other a bit. This is, for me, this song and the whole record is the finest psych rock record I've listened to in years. Brilliant record, brilliant record. I think psych rock cannot get any better. The original came out in the UK in 1969. The German first pressing is 1970. And it is the only record they did under the name Arsachel. Fantastic. If you have further information to these or other records, please be so kind and put them down in the comment below. Because this is always very, very welcoming, very welcomed additional information. So that is killer record. Yeah, now the second one, we go into more homely ground, krautrock, iconic krautrock in a near mint condition pressing of the first German pressing of Popol Vuh's Das Hohe Lied Salomons. Wonderful jacket, as you can see right here. And we have this slow, beautiful, typical Popol Vuh record here. It's one of their highlights. I think Das Hohe Lied Salomons is on the same level as In den Gärten des Pharaos. amazing record, really an amazing record, and not so crazy expensive like Affenstunde, Hohelied Salomons, and Hosianna Mantra. So this is very reasonably priced for a Popol Vuh original. We jump in time, we jump 40 years. No, 30 years. Almost 30 years. But with one of the best alternative rock, indie rock, pop rock bands of all time. I really dig their albums, and they are so rare and so difficult to become. Talking Placebo, Sleeping with Ghosts here. Wonderful jacket. This edition is in an amazing condition. I had the pleasure of listening to it, and it has, of course, a lot of highlights from the history of Placebo. For me, there is Special Needs, I'll Be Yours, Something Rotten, I love it, English Summer Rain, an amazing album by Placebo. Very, very, very difficult to get nowadays. I'm always surprised when I see how difficult it is and how high they went in prices. But luckily we have a near mint copy here. I already listened to it, and it is really an amazing copy in a wonderful gatefold jacket. You know what? I show you the jacket. I show you the jacket. This is the UK Europe pressing. Here is the album. Let's have a look at the jacket, because it's really worth seeing it. It's in trifold. Here you can see the three protagonists. And then you close it this way. So wonderful, beautiful edition. If you want to look up the editions I show here or other editions, just go into the vinyl online shop and use the search function, the looking glass, write Placebo or whatever, and then the edition will show up if it's still there. Or visit us here in Düsseldorf, and here they are. Another one, I knew the name. At least I think I knew the name. And I'm very pleased that I could listen to this David Axelrod album, Seriously Deep, from 1975. We have here the American first pressing of this, yeah, fusion, jazz funk, jazz rock banger. Amazing. It reminded me a little bit of this Billy Cobham album from Analog Production, which was my favorite reissue of the year, last year. It's a little bit more accessible than the Analog Production one, than the Billy Cobham one, but still an amazing sounding, fantastic jazz funk fusion rock album. And I'm really getting more and more into that genre, because first, the music is stunningly good in this genre, and those records are very well produced in general. As I said, the Billy Cobham album from Analog Production last year put my nose right on it, and now I'm getting deeper and deeper in it, because also the sound of that album is wonderful, amazing, and so is this one. Really highly recommended, this David Axelrod Seriously Deep from 1975. I hope I will see more of this genre, and I will talk way more about this genre. I really get into it, and I really do appreciate it. Oh, next one is a special one. A really special one. 1974 US first pressing, a funk soul album by Lou Bond. Never heard of him. And here it is, a very special amazingly beautiful album. And if I have to find an album that reminds me on this one, it's the Terry Collier that came out on the Bluesville series. Both are so difficult to describe and so special, so that's why that other one comes to mind that you might know. But really, have a listen to this Lou Bond, to this funk soul album. Very special. You know, funk soul, yes, of course, but you know, sometimes this genre description doesn't fit it all. It's a one-of-a-kind album in a way. I have no real album where I say, oh, it's like this one, it's like that one. Really difficult, but a very, very special and extremely beautiful and interesting album from 1974. The label is We Produce Records. I show you the label because I guess we don't see that often. We don't see that, so here you can see it. Beautiful, beautiful album. Really, really interesting. And now that I have the record out of the sleeve, I can also, of course, show you the backside of that album. Absolute killer album. Probably extremely difficult to get, you know, Thomas Busk. It's out of his vault, so I enjoyed it very, very much. Another record from Thomas I was very familiar with, because it's on the German Ohr label. And it's Bernd Witthöser. And it's, now I can speak German. Lieder von Vampiren, Nonnen und Toten. Songs of vampires, nuns and death. Is it krautrock? Yeah, it is krautrock, but it's also world country, and it's an amazing pressing. It sounds amazing. It came out in 1970 here in Germany and has this wonderful cover art. It's a killer cover in my opinion. On the Ohr label here you can see it's a beautiful Ohr label. Pressing this edition is flawless, and see the price. Not every krautrock record, first pressing, not every krautrock original is crazy expensive. So here you have an example of a krautrock record that is not crazy expensive, but don't expect it to, if you don't know it, don't expect it to be very rocky. It's more country world, folk, but an amazing production quality. Bernd Witthöser, Lieder von Vampiren, Nonnen und Toten. I think this is the first jazz album in this video. Dave Burns, Warming Up on the Vanguard label from 1964. Bob Hard Bob, wonderful cover, wonderful photo. On the wonderful Vanguard labels. You don't see those Vanguards quite often. This is a mono recording and an amazing jazz record. If you're interested in it, have a little listen. You probably will find it on a lot of streaming platforms or here on YouTube. An amazing, rare, beautiful, beautiful jazz record. The personnel is, of course, also worth mentioning. We have Dave Burns on the trumpet, Al Gray on the trombone, Herman Wright bass and fiddle, Harold Mabern on the piano, Billy Mitchell on the tenor saxophone, Bobby Hutcherson, yes, on the vibra harp. And whenever he is on a record, it's an amazing record, at least to my experience. Then we have Otis Candy Finch on drums and Willie Correa on the timbali. Great record. Vanguard label, another jazz label that could use more attention. And if I say attention, I also mean, of course, reissues. I would love to see more more of this label. Now another jump. Iconic recording, absolute classic. We have the original here of Stone Temple Pilots, Core. I don't need to say this much, right, when it comes to this album. Quite some special thing, very rare, raised in price, and I can imagine it will only see one direction. Alternative rock, hard rock, grunge, call it whatever you want. I say it's an amazing, amazing album. Now we go to a record, or the last two records are both records I had no idea they'd exist. Johnny Jenkins, Tone Tone Makut. I hope I didn't butcher the Makut part. US pressing 1970, funk, soul, blues. And yes, that genre description is absolutely correct. Here you see the record with the original inner sleeve. And yeah, what a voice. What a voice. Very bluesy, beautiful, deep. So if you are into soul, blues, funk, deep voices, that might be something for you. It sounds amazing. It really, really does sound amazing, this beauty of a record. Quite a special one. Didn't know of that record. Now I do know, and I'm happy that I do now. Here you see it comes with a beautiful gatefold. Here you go. Now let me put it back. I've never seen that record, did you? If so, maybe you have some additional informations. Did I say it comes out on the Edco label, 1970? Last one for this video comes from Denmark. Of course, Thomas Busk comes from Denmark too. Wasn't aware of it, and we have a near mint copy of the Bleeder Group, Sunrise. We have a double album, and it came out in 2005. So at that time we did not have that much vinyl, if you all know about it. So vinyl wasn't back on track in a way. So that makes those releases usually very, very rare. And yeah, you classic rock fans out there, you might know the Bleeder Group. I didn't. Now I do. And yeah, it's very catchy. It's really a very catchy album. And if you're into hard rock or classic, not skip the hard rock part, please. If you're into classic rock, this is for sure something for you. Our copy is in near mint condition. Yeah, those have been my 10 records for this video. When I do those videos, I always try to present 10 titles. I think that generates a good length of a video. I can go through a lot of genres, as Thomas sends also a huge variety of genres, which I of course do appreciate, as my taste in music goes throughout all genres, and I'm totally convinced that in every genre, even if a genre you say I don't like it, you find good records. So good records are in every genre. Of course, you have genres you love. You find way more records you really do appreciate. But there is no genre, I would say, for me at least, where I say, no, there is probably not one record I would like. So that being said, I thank you very much for your time you took to watch the video. I hope you like the selection I put in on here, and write a comment. What do you think about those kind of videos where I go through originals and old pressings and present them and share my impressions? Let's stay in contact. Okay, thank you very much. See you on the next one. Bye.